Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Lexus Fei Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Today we are doing a flow for a strong back and core. Now, if that sounds good to you, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Roll out your mat and we'll hop right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Now we are going to begin this flow with some happy elephants. Taking the feet out past the outer edges of our mat. We'll take the arms to a T, splay the fingertips out nice and wide, and we'll twist open in one direction and open through the other, moving back and forth. Letting the arms run out of momentum, going to rest by our sides. And we'll walk the feet even further. So you may want to turn sideways on your mat if you want the grippy underneath of you. But we'll take our feet out to a wide-legged forward fold pose. Lengthen the arms out to our sides. With our exhale, we'll swan dive the chest forward. Inhale for a halfway lift, where we engage the core, reach forward with the top of the head. And with our exhale, we'll fold forward again. Now finding some movement here. We can grab for opposite elbows and find a sway side to side. We can lift one heel, set it down, and the other. We can walk the hands out further and find a forward and back shift. Whatever's feeling good to you and your body today. Now we'll start walking the hands over towards our left foot. Walking through center over to our right. And we'll walk back to center again. Now we'll shift forward just a little bit. So our hands are no longer under our chest. They're out in front of the shoulders. So we can take some of the weight out of our legs. We're still pressing the heels down towards the floor, but we have more space between the hands and the feet. We'll plant our left hand down in between the feet. And with a nice big inhale, we'll reach the right arm up towards the ceiling for a gentle twist. With our exhale, we'll bring the right hand around. Replace the left with the right. With another big inhale, we'll reach the left arm up. And with an exhale, bring the left hand down. Now walk the hands back in, closer to the body. Now turning the feet so the heels are a little closer than the toes are. So the toes are pointed away from the body, out at a 45-degree angle away. We'll add a little bit more of a bend to both legs. It may be helpful to walk the feet in slightly. And we're going to find our halfway lift, but this time with no hands. With an inhale, lifting up, reaching forward with the top of the head. We can keep hands at heart center for now. Holding here, engage the core. Pull ribs and hip bones a little closer together. Keeping a nice bend in the knees. We're using our back. Exhale to fold and wiggle out. Good, we'll do it one more time. And this time, maybe reaching the arms out in front of the shoulders. Adding that little bit more of a bend to the knees. With our inhale, we'll reach the arms out in front, keeping the flat back, lengthening forward with the top of the head. Hold. And with our inhale, we'll reach the rest of the way up, star pose. Lengthening the arms out wide, lift the chest and wiggle out. Exhale, we'll bring the arms down along our sides as we start to heel toe the feet in towards the body. Now turning towards the top of our mat again. With an in-breath, we'll reach up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge from the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll plant the hands down in front of the feet, stepping or hopping or floating our way back to a plank. Now splaying the fingertips out nice and wide so we can ground down into the earth. And we'll shift forward. Hug the elbows in, chaturanga to lower, to our up dog or to our cobra. We'll send the hips up and back, behind, down dog. And wiggle it out. From here, we're going to find some spinal waves. So maybe taking the feet just a little further apart to help give us a strong base. Now we'll tuck chin to chest to look back between the legs as we roll forward, roll up the spine. We'll take the eyes out in front of the body and we'll shift back, curling the tailbone under, bringing chin to chest, lengthening the legs towards our down dog as we shift forward again, rolling up the spine, looking forward. Tuck the tailbone under as we press the hips back. Roll into that tight ball, and we'll continue this a few times. Focusing on rolling up or down the spine. And we'll make our way forward again to our plank pose. Press into the hands. We'll shift forward. Chaturanga to our up dog or cobra. And to our down dog. We'll slide the hands in, one hand's distance closer towards the toes. Putting more of a bend to the knees, we can really press up and back through the tailbone. Now we'll shift forward so the shoulders are over the wrists. And we'll bend the knees to hover them over the floor. So we're pressing into our hands and we're pressing into our toes. Engaging the core and holding here. Good. We'll set the knees the rest of the way down and wiggle out. Back to our tabletop. With an in-breath, we'll shine the chest forward, lift the eyes and the tailbone as we lower the abdomen towards the floor. With our exhale, we'll curl in towards center, arch up through the spine. And we'll move back and forth with the breath. And back to our flat back tabletop. We'll take the knees a little further away from each other and slide the toes in to touch or to point at each other. We'll slide our left hand underneath of our chest to make that tripod with the knees again. Bringing our right hand to the back of the head or towards the ear. We're not going to press on the head. We're just keeping it here to help us focus on our right elbow. With our inhale, we'll reach the right elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we'll curl and press the right elbow through over towards our left side. Inhale to reach it up. Exhale to curl in. We'll do 2 more. Good. Now we'll lower our right hand down. And this time, with our in-breath, we'll reach our right hand up towards the ceiling. With our exhale, we'll thread the right arm as far to our left side as we can before we bring the shoulder and side of face down to the mat. Now we can press into our left hand to twist further. We can bring the left hand around to the small of the back, or we can lengthen the left hand out in front of the shoulder. We'll slide the left hand back in to press into the floor. Help us unthread our right arm, reach it up nice and tall, and we'll bring it down. Finding our tripod again, this time with our right hand planted. We'll bring our left hand to our ear, the back of our head. Reaching our left elbow up towards the ceiling with an in-breath. And with our exhale, we'll act like we're going to thread the needle. Inhale to open up to our left side. Exhale to curl in. 2 more. Good. With our next in-breath, we'll lengthen the left arm towards the ceiling. Exhale, thread the needle. Reach the left hand as far to our right as we can before we bring the shoulder and side of face down. We'll slide our right hand back in, press into the earth, unthread the left, reach it up, and bring it down. Walk the knees back in. We'll cross the ankles and roll past the legs, making our way down to our mat. We'll scoot towards the middle and we'll bounce the legs out. Now kind of scooting us a little further forward to help us roll the pelvis back behind. We'll engage up the legs. Kneecaps will gently slide up towards the hips. The heels may lift, they may not. We'll sit nice and tall on our sit bones, pressing the chest forward and reaching the arms towards the ceiling. Now, if your shoulders don't like that, you can always drop your fingertips down to your shoulders. We're doing the same thing here. It's just we're being a little gentler on the shoulders. Now we're going to stay here for a little while and focus on our breath and our posture. At the end of each exhale, we'll recheck. We'll sit up a little taller. We'll shine our chest forward, keeping the legs engaged and the core taut. And really lengthening up towards the ceiling with the top of the head or with the fingertips or both. With our exhale, we'll bring the arms down and wiggle the body out. Now, sliding the feet in, we'll move to an easy seat. So we can have our feet underneath of our knees, or we can move to a lotus pose with our feet on top of our knees, whatever's feeling comfortable and is within your practice today. Sitting up nice and tall again, we'll bring our left hand down to the floor beside us and reach our right arm up and over towards our left side for a nice side stretch. Now trying to keep as much weight out of our left hand as we can. So we're using our obliques here, our side core, to help us stay here. With our next in breath, we'll lift back up. Plant the right hand down beside. Inhale our left hand up and over, side stretch. And again, trying to keep as much weight out of our right hand as we can. Use your core. Inhale to lift back up. We'll reach both arms towards the ceiling and bring our right hand to the outside of our left knee. We'll circle around, drop the left hand behind the body and find a little twist, looking over our left shoulder. Inhale, untwisting, reach the arms up. And we'll do the other side. Drop the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Right arm goes back behind. Look over the right shoulder. Inhale back through center. Reach both arms to the ceiling. We'll press the hips back behind. as we lengthen the fingertips, slowly hinging, reaching long as we fold forward over our legs. Now imagining that our hands are very heavy, we'll start at the lowest point of our spine and slowly slide the hands in as we ragdoll, as we roll up the spine, lifting us back up to our seated position, lifting the head and neck last. We can find some shoulder rolls or some half circles of the neck. And drop the hands down to one side. We'll circle the legs around and move back to our plank position, holding and pausing here. We'll shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga to our up dog or our cobra. We'll send the hips up and back, down dog. Wiggle out. Slide the hands one hand's distance closer to our toes. Add more bend to the knees, press the hips up and back. We'll shift forward again, bringing shoulders over the wrists, bending the knees to hover them over the floor. Floating tabletop. And we'll drop the knees the rest of the way down. Now rolling back to a child's pose, we can keep the legs apart or together, or we can walk them further apart. We'll keep the arms outstretched as we roll chin to chest and drop the forehead or the top of the head down to the floor. We will again imagine our hands are very heavy as we slide or ragdoll our way up to sit on our heels, lifting the head and neck last. And we'll take a few moments to sit here. A few moments to breathe. I'll drop the shoulders a little further away from the ears. Soften the muscles of the face. And a little more space between the upper and lower jaws, maybe wiggling the jaw side to side to reduce some stress, some tightness in the face. And We'll take one more large breath in through the nose and let it go as a sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy.